We had a question. Do you want to answer a question?
I'd love to answer a question.
Okay. Great show, guys. Thanks. Do you have certain types of crowds that you love/hate to perform to, or maybe some types of people that scare you? And then he says, I remember Chris Ramsey made a video a while back and he talked about performing to engineers and felt like they are out to get him. What are your thoughts?
That's actually funny because you just recently did one for engineers, right? And I remember you telling me your line. What was your line again that you said to them? They said, you're performing for engineers. It goes something like this. You're performing for engineers. I hope you realize that. And you said...
That's not going to help you, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what actually happened was I was doing a routine and I do this thing where I take a card out, I put it down face down on their hand, and then I tell them to name a card. So I put the card in advance, and I won't go into it, but that routine can go many different ways. But this particular guy, after having said very cockily, is that a word? Cockily?
Yeah, cockfully.
Very, very full of cock, he said. He said, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we're all engineers here. And I was like, that's not going to help you. And he named the card directly that was in his hand.
So no extra handling, just a magic. It's like a literal magic moment.
Pure magic. And he turned it over and was just like
floored. And then from then you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. And I'm like, reconstruct that, baby.
You know what's super funny about it too, right? That moment for him was really magical, but I guarantee that for you, it was probably more magical because you're like, hell yeah, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, just like the time with the watch that you came and filmed.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was doing this routine called...
Oh, that was funny.
I was doing this routine called Card Under Watch. A vlog I just put out, I do the actual routine in it, but for the most part, their signed card ends up impossibly under their watch. And I was going to do this routine and I stuffed up, well, not stuffed up, but the card fell out of his watch before I could reveal it. So just out of nowhere, this card falls down on the ground and I bring attention to it straight away. But they're not quite aware of what's happening. They're also drinking, but I go, whoa, where'd that card just come from? And the guy picks it up and I quickly get another card folded up. And I guess this is not really talking about methods of effects, but I basically switched that so that his friend opens it up and sees that it's not his card. And then while he's folding it back up, while talking to him, I somehow managed to very gracefully change it back to that guy's signed card. And
so in his mind, he's still holding the very same card that he just folded up that wasn't, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, what card was yours again?
And then I just sort of co-works this moment where I get him to shout his card at me, and then I say, no, do that again, but at your friend. And he says, 5 of spades. And I say, you should have the 5 of spades now. Do you have a card on you? And it's so funny. And I have this on video, but it doesn't do it justice because we're just kind of moving around a lot. But then he opens and his face was great because he reacted, but I think you and I reacted the loudest.
I was just impressed that you thought that quickly on your feet.
Yeah, like you were filming it, but I heard your voice over his. You were like, that was the best save I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, I was helping my boy Josh film, but yeah, that was a moment for me. I was like, get out of here.
So good.
Who even thinks like that on the fly?
Man, we have so much fun as magicians because there's so much going on in our minds that sometimes like we're just having so much fun because we know it's about to happen or we've just changed what's going to happen. It's really fun. But back to audiences.
Right, what types of audiences do we like to perform for? We should get back to the question. We just went on a full tangent for 10 minutes.
I think they want to know what audiences you don't like or are scared of.
I'll be honest with you, and this is not...
Karens.
Well, no, Karens are good, man. Karens are good. You know, because, Karens are typically stupid people. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
sorry, Karen.
If there's any Karens watching this, like if your name is Karen, just know that you might not be a Karen. It's hard to explain. Change your name. Anyway, my least favorite audience, and this is going to sound like it's controversial, but it's totally not. But it's actually like over the top religious. I just can't deal with it because and when I say over the top religious, don't get me wrong. There's people, they have their religion and they. Whatever, religion, whatever. You do you. But then there are the people that will call me like a demon.
Like your story last week with the water.
Yeah.
You had to throw water on it.
Yeah, I've had people push their way through my crowds when I'm doing street shows and try and tell people that I'm like working with the devil. Like he's working with the devil. He's trying to recruit you all. That's the one. He's trying to recruit you all into Satan's army. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, man, I won't produce any more oranges from my cups. Jeez.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.
We're still here. Yo,
Yo,
can't believe it.
Please don't unsubscribe for this.
Nice.
Can you do that one? That was for our boy Scotty P. We'll see you next time.